I'll find all the disparate fragments of my mind. Well, friends, Greenland is a place where souls go to dry out. It is a vast and terrifying place of ice fields and tundra. Bereft of fire, and in the horror of its imposing irrelevance, there's a kind of peace. A piece of pain, a piece of nothing, friends. I am going to Greenland.
Hello.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Some of the crew left. They went to pick up the hydrographers. Hydrographers are people who specialize in mapping the seafloor. And now we were finally in this position where we can start getting the boat ready for one of the most important aspects of the expedition, which is mapping the last uncharted areas of Greenland. A single beam sonar has one beam that comes down from the boat, hits the seafloor, and back up. And from that, it can measure the depth. A multi-beam, this one in particular, had 1,029 beams, all shooting out simultaneously. It gives us a true 3D image of the seafloor.
So this is Sørmiligarsuk Fjord. There are two glaciers in here. The one on the northern side is an ocean terminating glacier, and the one on the southern side is a land retreated glacier. And so we intend to map this uncharted fjord over the next 2 days.
So still 75% of the ocean floor, which is roughly about half of this planet, has not been mapped. People know almost nothing about what it's like. It's not just the charts. We're not actually mapping purposefully for that. We're actually looking at more scientific value here and models that describe Greenland and the ice sheet and how thick it is and how fast it's melting.
And this is ground zero for climate change. This is one of the first places that are going to get affected in any big way. And it's already happening as far as glaciers retreating at an exponential rate. Every year, 3 Chesapeake Bays worth of water are running off of the Greenland ice shelf. So it is shrinking faster than it's growing. It is, although a very harsh environment, it's also a very fragile environment.
These little dips, these valleys, are all locations where glaciers had once receded into the ocean, like an ice waterfall, all frozen and slowly moving. When you have the ice, when you have the glaciers, this is like a healthy sign of a polar coastal ecosystem.
It's incredible, the landscape here. It's just like, you look at the glacier, it's far away, and then you thought, it seems to be not that big. But when you're closer to it, it's just like, oh my God, that's huge. But I'm just talking about myself. When you think about society, we do have the power to destroy it as a group, you know? As human being. As just me here, it's just like, oh my God, I'm so tiny. But as society, we do have the power to destroy our planet. So I've been thinking about it a lot.
Ain't a bit different, huh?
Well, one of my crew didn't see a chunk of ice the size of a Cadillac Escalade, hit it at about 7 miles an hour, went underneath the boat and hit the propeller.
I have a boat in Greenland by Pamiut, and the propeller is broken, is bent from ice, and I need to take the boat out of the water and change the propeller, put on a new propeller?
No, I mean, I think we know the name of the boat yard in Nuke we can get hauled out in, and that's about it. But now we got to try to find a prop and figure out what all that's going to take.
And you have the money to do all this?
Sort of.
What do you mean?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, of course, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt badly.
I never understood why they called that Gatorade, you know, the one that looks like this color. I think it's Arctic Frost.
Yeah, Arctic Frost.
I was like, that didn't look like Arctic Frost. Little did I know.
You.
Fucking
Never seen that Arctic Frost.
uneducated fucking schmo talking shit.
Ooh, look at that. And he thought it was impossible, folks. He said it can't be done. But we showed it right here, right now, folks. Folks, folkies, folk people.
On the way to Nuke, we were also taking water samples so we could better understand sediment in the different areas.
It's gonna kill me before it saves me. What happens if there's a bear and we have no guns? Is it just every man for himself?
It means you get into the dinghy and swim like hell, run like hell.
So you got this river coming down now from the ice sheet where a glacier once was. And so we're here getting a water sample so we can look at how the chemistry and the nutrients change from where the stream water reaches the coastline compared to what we saw a little bit downstream in the fjord.
Data! That's my message!
Now we know how to do breakfast.
Now we have to try it to see if it's better.
Flaming Trevor.
Obviously, that's how we're doing it from now on.
You never know what you're going to find going in these fjords. I mean, they're uncharted fjords. And on the way to Nuke, we go try to head out to sea, and all of a sudden it starts blowing 50 miles an hour. It lifts the entire dinghy up out of the water, flips it upside down. Now we're dragging a dinghy upside down. The outboard engine is in the water, getting flooded.
Outboard isn't working right since we flipped it upside down. Mostly works, but something sticks inside of here. So.
Would you say that you're doing what Nick couldn't?
Oh, definitely. But that's like most things in life. I mean, you know, I'm stronger, handsomer. That's why I got him down there swapping. A little swappy. Smack, pop.
Just the fact to be in a random place in the middle of nowhere with no communication, uncharted waters, foggy, icebergs. I love this, and I just realized that I will be doing this for the rest of my life. Like, I'm an oceanographer, and I love to be here.
We are in Nuuk, the grand capital. And in Nuuk, just like all of Greenland, there are no facilities for visiting yachts. There are no marinas, there are no slips, there's nowhere to tie off to, so you have to just figure it out. We could try to tie off to this red guy. I mean, he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. He's got a light on.
20.
I mean, we're toasting.
Matt's gotta have a turntable.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mapping.
Mapping of the gapping.
Great
Going
one.
where no hydrographer has gone before.
Yeah.
Please support our next haul out at oceanresearchproject.org, our Patreon, or click the link below.
Woo, that's
Very
great.
jazzy at that end.